The New Testament is a text containing the fingerprints of a ghost. Open it to almost any chapter, and you will find authors quoting prophecies that simply do not exist in the modern Western Bible. In his short letter, Jude quotes a specific judgment delivered by the patriarch Enoch. Peter references the demonic watchers bound in chains of darkness. Even Jesus' own self-presentation as the Son of Man on clouds of glory relies on imagery that his audience clearly recognized, yet the source remains a blank space for most readers. Looking for these foundational references in a standard 66-book Protestant or 73-book Catholic Bible leads to a dead end. The entire body of literature that provided the context for these quotes is missing from the Western canon. For centuries, readers have effectively been viewing a story through a keyhole, missing the massive pieces of ancient lore that the original authors considered common knowledge. These mysterious texts were preserved in their entirety, remaining safely tucked away beyond the reach of Western ecclesiastical censors. The high-altitude mountains of East Africa served as a natural vault, safeguarding these records for 16 centuries within the Ethiopian highlands. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church possesses the most comprehensive collection of scripture on earth, a biblical canon consisting of 81 distinct books. This 81-book collection functions as a perfectly preserved time capsule, holding the documents that the early Christian world considered essential to their faith. The architecture of the Ethiopian Bible follows a unique logic, utilizing a narrow canon for modern printing and a broader canon that includes ancient books of church order and apostolic law. The Ethiopian tradition views all 81 of these books as equally inspired and fully authoritative, sidestepping the Western habit of categorizing extra books as secondary. This chart compares the Ethiopian canon to its Western counterparts. Protestant and Catholic Bibles appear as a subset of this 81-block structure. These additional blocks include the 3 historical books of Maccabean, the history of Pseudo-Josephus, and the legal guidelines of the Book of the Covenant. The resulting collection represents a fundamentally different blueprint of sacred history, built on a foundation that survived while other traditions were being pruned and edited. This canon houses 1 Enoch, the text that modern scholars now recognize as the source for the prophetic quotes found in the New Testament. 1 Enoch provides the missing context for Jude and Peter's letters, detailing the rebellion of the Watchers and the origins of demons. More importantly, the Enochic similitudes contain the pre-existent heavenly Son of Man figure that Jesus used to define his own identity. Beside it sits the Book of Jubilees, a text shaping the ancient world's understanding of time. It provided the complex calendar and theological framework that first-century Jewish communities used to organize their entire religious life. Because these books directly inform the imagery of the Gospels and the letters of the Apostles, they reveal the actual theological environment of the first century, a world where these missing books were the standard texts for study and prayer. Modern internet myths often frame these extra books as heretical secrets hidden by a Vatican conspiracy. The historical reality is one of simple geography. The Ethiopian Church operated independently, far from the European and Roman councils that debated which books to keep and which to cut. These cliffside monasteries provided a natural barrier against the theological shifts occurring in Rome and Byzantium. By remaining isolated, the Ethiopian scholars maintained their traditions exactly as they were first received. This 81-book canon stands as a testament to an unbroken 1600-year-old lineage, refusing to change its library to match the rest of the world. For the modern reader, the Ethiopian canon offers more than just a religious curiosity. Stepping into these 81 books provides a direct recovery of primary historical data, filling the gaps in the New Testament with the very texts the apostles themselves used. Engaging with this canon allows us to inhabit the original, untamed theological landscape of the early church. The missing scriptures of the Christian world were never truly gone. They were simply waiting in the Ethiopian highlands for the rest of history to catch up with them.